Hey everyone. Asking a really good question is kind of like a superpower. And today we're going to go on a little adventure, a story, to figure out how to get that superpower. Ready? Let's jump in. Okay, first things first, let me ask you something. What's your absolute favorite sport? Is it cricket? Maybe football? Or even kabaddi? Thinking of the answer is the easy part, right? But what about asking the question? Well, that's a skill. And I want you to meet my friends Rohan and Sia. These two, wow, they are full of questions all the time. So we're basically going to tag along with Rohan and Sia on their big adventure. Their mission? To uncover all the secrets to becoming master question askers. You in? Think you're ready to become an expert right alongside them? I think so. Let's do it. All right, so first we've got to learn a fancy sounding word. Ready? It's interrogative sentence. Whoa, sounds complicated, right? Don't worry, it's really just the official grown-up name for a question. That's it. And you know the biggest clue that you're looking at one? It's that little curly symbol at the end, a question mark. Easy peasy. Okay, so the very first thing Rohan and Sia found was, honestly, it's like a magic trick. They call it the magic swap trick. And it's probably the coolest, simplest way to turn a regular sentence into a question. You've got to see this. Okay, look here. We have a simple sentence, a statement. Rohan is my brother. Now watch closely. Abracadabra. We're just going to take the word is and the name Rohan and swap their places. That's it. So what do we get? Is Rohan my brother? See? It completely changed into a question. How cool is that? Rohan and Sia got so excited about this, they started scribbling it all down in their special notebook. They wrote, I am a sports person. Swap it and am I a sports person? Perfect. How about Harsh was playing basketball? You got it. Was Harsh playing basketball? So now we know this magic swap isn't just for is, it works for am, was, and were too. But then Rohan and Sia hit a snag. What happens if you have a sentence that doesn't have an is, or an am, or a were? What do you swap then? Well, that's when you call in some backup. You need special helper words. So check out these two awesome helpers, have and has. And you want to know the best part? They use the exact same magic swap trick we just learned. So if you have Payal has completed the book, the little word has just hops right over to the front of the line. And boom, has Payal completed the book? It's like these little words just love being at the beginning of a question. Okay, but then our friends found an even trickier sentence. Look at this. Naman flaunts his new shoes. Uh-oh. There's no is, no am, no has, no have, nothing to swap. Now what? Don't panic. This is a job for the super helpers. Do, does, and did. Using these super helpers is actually super easy. There are just two little rules to remember. Rule number one, the helper, do, does, or did, always goes right at the very beginning. And rule number two, the main action word, the verb, changes back to its original simple form. That's it. Let's see it in action. So we had Naman flaunts his new shoes. We bring in our super helper, does, and put it at the start. And remember rule two? The action word flaunts goes back to its simple form, which is flaunt. So we get, does Naman flaunt his new shoes? Perfect. Or how about, they ran on the track? The past tense helper is did. We put did at the start, and ran changes back to its simple form, run. So, did they run on the track? See? The super helper does all the heavy lifting. All right, so Rohan and Sia were getting really good at making yes or no questions. But what if you want to know more? Like, not just if something happened, but where it happened or why. To ask those kinds of questions, you need to call in the big guns, the WH superstars. And here they are. Let's meet the whole crew. We've got what, when, where, why, who, which, and whose. Oh, and you can't forget their equally famous cousin, how. Think of each one like a special detective. Each one is looking for a totally different kind of clue. And using them is the easiest part. The superstar always goes at the very, very beginning of the sentence. So if you want to ask about a place, which detective do you call? Where, of course. Like, where should I deliver the birthday greeting? See? Right at the front. Okay, you've been following along with Rohan and Saya this whole time. You've learned about the magic swap, you've met the helper words, and even the way superstars. So, I think it's your turn. Let's see you put it all into practice. You ready? All right, here is your first challenge. We've got a statement here. Samar is a state-level tennis player. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to turn this into a question. Take a good look at it. So, how are you going to do it? Think back to the very first trick Rohan and Sia learned. That magic swap. Which two words in that sentence look like they're ready to switch places? I'll give you a second to think about it. Okay, you got it? The correct question is Samar a state-level tennis player? Yes, you did it. See, you just used the magic swap like a total pro. You're getting so good at this. Okay, you've mastered the basics. You're ready to level up? I'm talking expert level. Rohan and Shaya found one last super cool trick. It's called a question tag, and it's what the real masters use. So, what on earth is a question tag? Well, it's basically a tiny little question that you tag onto the end of a statement. It's like asking, "Am I right?" or "You agree, don't you?" It's a great way to check information or just to keep a chat flowing. And there's one simple, really important rule here. I call it the opposite rule. It's easy. If your main sentence is positive, like, he should run fast, then your little tag has to be negative. Shouldn't he? And if your sentence is negative, like, Sherry cannot come, your tag has to be positive. Can she? See? They're always opposites. It's like a balancing act. You know a really fun way to practice all of this? Get some friends or your family together and play the question chain game. It's simple. You sit in a circle, one person asks a question, the next person has to answer, and then ask a new question to the next person. And if you want to make it a real challenge, try to use a question tag in your answer. See how long you can keep the chain going. And that's it. You made it through the whole adventure. You learned the tricks, you practiced, you took on the challenges, and you totally nailed it. So congratulations! You are officially a master question asker, just like our friends Rohan and Saya. You know, the whole world is just waiting to be discovered, and every single discovery starts with one thing: a question. So my final question for you is, what new, amazing, interesting question are you going to ask today? Go out there and be curious.